Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to a ranking of all 50 US states. Now, I love these kind of videos because they are very, very subjective unless you have, unless you're ranking them based on things like education, financial freedom, the ability to improve one's social standing, cleanliness of the environment, crime. Unless you're using parameters like that, these things are very subjective. Like what I may like about a certain state, someone else may hate, I'd probably want to live in a state like, I'm guessing, New York City, or city like New York City, or I don't know, LA, somewhere lively, just because that's what I'm used to, having been born and raised in London. Whereas someone who's after a more rural, quiet type of lifestyle might hate my choices. So this video is going to be interesting to see what criteria he uses to make these rankings, but it's going to be interesting to watch nonetheless. And let me know if you disagree or agree with his picks and where he places the states. I'd love to know your opinions on these on this video, guys. So yeah, let's do it.
So I've done one tier list video, and it was kind of a joke. I was ranking all countries of the world, and I didn't want to take it too seriously. People still, of course, did, and I made a lot of people mad. And I'll make a lot of people mad today, maybe even more mad, because I'm going to take this a little bit more seriously. I've done a lot of games where we have a battle royale take place between all 50 states. Just basically a huge free-for-all, big old conflict. I want to
What state do you think is going to come out on top? If I had to guess, maybe Texas, maybe?
seriously ask myself who I think would do the best, and I'm sorry in advance when I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Now I'm gonna look at some data. I'm gonna look at some information to assess my opinion, and that way I'm not just throwing things out there.
Okay.
All the stuff I think kind of matters to me, but of course.
So he is using data. It's not going to be entirely subjective. Okay, that's cool.
This is just my opinion. Let me know down below how wrong I am. Give me your top three. Give me your top three in the comment section. Who you think would do it best, the best in a battle royale. All right, I'm just gonna get this out of the way because everyone and their mama is gonna do this. Yeah, I think Texas would definitely be up there. You gotta do it. I mean, they've already battled for their freedom once. They still got the Alamo, even though I don't think they're gonna be defending much in this sort of big old fight. I think they'd be going out and expanding. Also this. I mean, that helps. They do have a lot of those, so and a lot of population. Now this one might be a little bit of a surprise to some people, but I'm actually going to do it. Alaska and where are they? Hawaii. Those they're so far away. Who's really gonna fight them? You know what I mean? They're the best because no one's gonna take them over. That's why I'm putting them so high up here. I mean, I guess California or someone from the West Coast, because Canada's not involved in this. I guess they could maybe go after Alaska, but it's so cold up there anyways. And then we gotta think all the mountains. That would not be fun. It'd be like attacking Russia. This is the American Russia. That's what their colony was. That was what it was called when Russia colonized Alaska. Yeah. So I don't think anyone's taking over Alaska. And then Hawaii. Come on, they're not gonna. No one's gonna come out here. It's too far.
Way too far. So far away. Wow, Hawaii's really not that big, is it? But then again, I guess it's only one state.
And they're chill. For overall regions, obviously, I would assume Deep South gonna do real good here. But at the same time, a lot of them would do so good, they'd probably take each other out, and that'd be kind of an issue. And yeah, I'm sorry in advance, but these flat states in the middle, there's not a lot of population. It's flat. It's very easy to invade flat places. And you're in the middle. You're not leaving safety, cornered off by.
Okay, so I'm guessing his ranking is based on which state would do the best if they all took each other on. Which state is the most sort of well armed and stuff like that. Okay.
The sea, that's tough. And then short of New England forming New England, I don't think these states have much of a chance either. I'm sorry to do this to you, Rhode Island, but yeah, it's tiny, and I'm sorry. Same for Wyoming, and it's just because you got no population. And it's just
what,
sorry,
does nobody
guys.
live there?
Wyoming, Vermont. I mean, their situation now. At least Vermont has a big forest, right? Isn't it very foresty? That would help them. I got a little map here talking about trees and things like that. So I do think, like I said, at least New England and the East Coast has all this. Again, the middle of the country, not fun. Hate to do this to my birth state, but they're right next to Florida. I mean, if they were located anywhere else, I think they're just in a bad spot. It's my birth state. I don't want to do this, but I guess I have to. I hate to do this to some of you, but being so close to Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, oh, it's gonna make them mad. Like, you guys hate Texas a lot. Like, people
Really?
around Texas, but you're right next to them. I just can't see you surviving for that long. Maybe Louisiana. I do.
Do people that live in the states near to Texas not like Texas? Why though? Like, why is that?
You have, you know, like, Louisiana might be okay. They might be able to hold strong for a little bit. Again, this is like a free-for-all. Like, obviously, in a real life scenario, there'd probably be like alliances that would happen. I'm just gonna assume it's just everyone for themselves. I feel like Florida obviously would do really good, especially from the corner there, until they meet Texas or someone. North Carolina, Virginia, I think would give them some tough one. A B or an A, somewhere here. Who wins between New York and Pennsylvania? Yeah, I feel like Pennsylvania would have to worry about some of these.
I think Florida and Texas would probably team up in some kind of like takeover attempt. I feel like they're quite like-minded. Like, let me know if that's complete, you know, BS, but I don't know. I feel like they'd kind of get along.
These neighbors, New York would be a little bit better. I don't know. Oh, maybe Pennsylvania wins right there. Where's New York at in terms of this thing? Oh, dang, they're way down there. Oh, man. Okay, maybe that's the factor we gotta think about. Oh, man, let's do it. This is a hard one. California, where is my state gonna go? I mean, they're not going in A or S. I just can't. They're just, the only thing they got is a lot of population. I'm assuming military bases. I don't know if we should count those. I did look those up. Well, here's like active duty, but oh, see, yeah, these two high up there too. I don't know. I feel like purely just based on people alone, I'll put them in B.
Because the population of California is what, like 20 million or something? 30 million? You know, that's bigger than a lot of countries. You know, just the manpower, they do well.
I think these states definitely would do better. I don't know. I'm kind of just like I'm just throwing things out there. So who don't forget to tell me how wrong I am, because that's definitely gonna be a thing. This is random, but I feel like West Virginia would do better than we're all expecting. You know, because they got the roads, and obviously the mountains, but mainly the mountains. I think the mountains would help them. Like, boom, they can just turtle like the Swiss, like Switzerland, and they might be okay. I mean, Virginia would probably, I don't know. North Carolina too. That's why these states would do okay, I think. Colorado would maybe be an underdog as well. Right. Hold on, let me look.
Because there's a lot of mountains in Colorado, isn't there? It's a very sort of like a nature-y state, I think, from the video and stuff I've seen.
Things. Colorado don't got a lot of people, and they actually are a little bit lower on this list than I thought, but they got the Rocky Mountains. That helps. I feel like Vegas would be able to seduce enough people with some illegal narcotics and maybe some floozies. I think Arizona would be good too, but being next to California, I think they would hold their own. Cascadia would not be fun at all to go after. Look at this. I mean, Oregon and Washington, this is why I think California should go even lower, if not, because like all these enemies next to them, that would not be fun. Nevada, I think they could get, but you don't want to go up into here. Like, that's gonna be bad. This is where things are gonna get tough, because
Plus, Nevada has that desert, doesn't it? Like, if a battle was to happen in summer, what desert is it? The Black Desert in Nevada? Which, whatever it's called, I heard it gets really, really hot. Like, you know, like up to sort of 110, 115 Fahrenheit. Fighting in that would not be fun.
We got like Michigan, Georgia, Ohio, Illinois. You know they got a bunch of manufacturing over there, so they'd be pumping out those weapons. Sorry, South Carolina, but being in between Florida and North Carolina, that'd be tough. Maine and Vermont are actually really low on this arms list, and Delaware. And Rhode Island. Oh, wow, that's not good. Yeah, this is like the toughest region to call. Like, who comes out on top in this region? It's like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. What time of year is it? I guess they all could battle in the cold. According to this, which is kind of interesting, the four coldest states, Alaska, obviously, North Dakota, Maine, and Minnesota. I think that's what I was leaning towards. I know Minnesota gets really cold. That might get them a little bit of a benefit. I don't know, it's really super close to tell. I feel like I should actually put some of these up more. Maybe purely based on temperature, I'll push North Dakota a little bit higher. I didn't know it got that cold. Can Kentucky use their chicken to battle? Maybe. Because maybe if they set the chickens free
Colonel
and then
Sanders
they train the
gets
chickens,
involved,
maybe put like a little explosive device. I want to say purely because Michigan is cornered off, they might be in the best situation.
Hold on, there's a place called London in America. What? No way. Where's that?
And although they got to protect 2 different areas, and that wouldn't be fun. Maybe you just let, you know, Wisconsin invade and you just try to hold them off. It's going to be cold up here too, though. You got to stop. Hope Indiana and Ohio got to deal with Kentucky and all their surrounding neighbors. Yeah, I think Michigan would be pretty good. But Minnesota too. Minnesota, maybe. I don't know, this is really hard. This is actually really hard, because it gets like super, like in the middle, you can never tell what's gonna go down. I probably would have ranked most of the Deep South a little bit higher, but yeah, like I said, because of their situation, all smashed between a bunch of other really probably good states, I think it maybe brings them down. Oh, Puerto Rico's not on this list.
Puerto Rico.
I don't think Puerto Rico would do that. Well, DC has no chance. Well, they have less than 1 million people, so that wouldn't be fun. Oh, Alaska does too. I didn't realize that. But
hold on, DC's where the president is, right? And so you'd have all the Secret Service there, you know, all of that. I'm sure there's probably, you know, a good amount of officers there too. So I don't know. I think DC would probably do quite well in some kind of like state battle royale.
Again, I mean, you don't want to go there. America, Samoa would be super safe, and so would a lot of these. Yeah, a lot of these.
They're far away.
Dang, America, Samoa only has 55,000 people. Right now, I definitely am not 100% sure about these ones in the middle. I want to make a lot of adjustments, but I feel pretty strongly about the other top part of the tier and the bottom part of the tier. Actually, it's really weird having Alaska and Hawaii so high, but I think it's by default, right? It's kind of by default. It really should probably be this. Maybe Florida up there, maybe Virginia, North Carolina. Like I said, this part of the states, it's gonna be tough. Although as you get higher up here, the cold is gonna affect them. These states are okay, but they don't have a lot of population. That'd be the biggest problem here, but they at least got the mountains to protect them. Oregon and Washington, I don't wanna underestimate them because Cascadia would not be fun. That would be crazy. Like, it'd be California's Vietnam. Everyone near Texas would be kind of in trouble, especially because Texas is walled off. Mexico's not gonna get involved in this scenario. They'd be able to spread out. I think Louisiana would hold strong for a little bit, but Texas would definitely take a lot of this. Maybe if Texas moved toward the West Coast, they'd be really good. This would be too much of a cluster, I think. It's too much of a cluster to know. At any point, anyone could come out on top here, though. I really think anyone. Florida would be tough.
In that region, in this region here, who do you think comes out on top in a battle royale scenario? I don't know enough about each state, but just on size, you know, if you can correlate size with population, you'd have to pick Georgia, wouldn't you? You know, you'd assume that Georgia's got the highest population because it looks like it's the biggest state. Maybe North Carolina?
Anyone could come out on top here, though. I really think anyone. Florida would be tough. And Georgia, too, actually. New England, yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless New York's really distracted by Pennsylvania, this is hard, but they can manufacture a lot. That'd be my kind of guess. This would be a completely different scenario if Canada was up for grabs, though. I think if Canada was up for grabs, then things change a lot. Or if Mexico, obviously if Mexico was realistically like involved too, which, I mean, it's a battle royale, why wouldn't they? And then the Europeans would just be chilling. They'd be finally the ones that would be like, you know, just kind of watching, observing, seeing what's going on.
Happens.
Oh, like with binoculars. Oh, I don't know. I want to make some adjustments. This is not my. I want to think about this. I'm gonna think about this for a long time, but I can't. I gotta move on.
What do you guys think? Do you agree?
I'm gonna regret this, but
do you agree?
Yeah. Sorry if I put your state low. Let me know down in the comment section why I'm maybe wrong. There's probably some other factors. There's actually a lot of factors I'm not considering, but I didn't want to use like military bases because, like, would those bases technically? I guess they would fight for their own state. Maybe not. It's too confusing. Anyways, let me know down below. Thanks for watching.
I genuinely thought the video would be, you know, what states are the best in terms of quality of life and stuff. I didn't realize it would be like a sort of like battle royale, what state comes out on top. But that made it more fun, to be fair, because I've seen a couple of similar videos where they're just basically ranking the states by, you know, earnings and stuff like that. Like, in terms of just pure firepower and stuff, you'd have to think Texas comes out on top just because it's, what, the second biggest state or third biggest state. And, you know, like, just based on the list that he showed, you know, the people there are very, very well armed. You'd have to think Texas comes out on top. Or they just, you know, maybe they would form like a coalition with Florida and just go and take over the whole country. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think. Like, how do you think it would go down? Like, I'd love to know from you guys who are actually in the States. You guys obviously know a lot more than me, and you'd probably have a better idea of how things would turn out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.